Okay, it looks like we finally got logged in. Looks good on my end. Let me check my other device. Alright, I see people are getting on. Looks like we have Joanne here and Ronnie, Connie. Okay. Yay! Oh, sometimes these technical challenges, huh, people? Welcome, welcome. It is very, very windy out, so I hope we don't lose our connection. So a couple of housekeeping things. This is my current host code for February. If you need one, I'd appreciate it if you could use this code. And then I got confirmation for those of you that like to attend co-ops that it will be April 2nd, and we're back at Holy Cross Church. So I'm going to get started. It looks like there's about 8 people on. So welcome to my weekly class. This week is about Fun Fold. I created a card that was requested by a friend/customer. For those of you that don't know me, that may be just joining us, my name is Corinne Sandin. I've been teaching stamping and scrapbooking for a number of years. I would really appreciate it if you would hit the share button and say that in the comments. So let's get started. I needed to change my stamping seal, so I thought I would do it online. As you can see, you can buy the stamping seal case, and then you can purchase a refill. So you just pop that out and open up the refill. I always have to use scissors. I can never get into these darn things. So before you put it in, I suggest that you, let me see if I have an alcohol wipe here. Looks like I don't have any more left over here, but I usually take a little alcohol wipe and just go make sure that there's none of that. See, there's a little bit there, that gummy stuff. So the one that has the prongs, I call it, is where the one you're going to fill. So you want to set it in. It should fit in both of those very easily. Make sure I'm going the right way. Oh, for goodness sakes. There we go. So then you just pop your lid back on. And we're ready to go. All right, let's get started with some fun stuff. Get my cheat notes here. So the first card I'm going to make is the one that was requested. I am going to use some different paper, just so that you can see a variety of paper. The one I'm going to make online tonight, I'm using the, this is called a double Dutch door. And you can see from the paper that I used the daisy paper that's in the celebration one. Tonight, I am going to play with the flowers and field one. So I'm going to just flip them over so you get to see. This is also the paper that will be in my paper share kit, which I only have 4 left. So if you want it, you better reserve it now, because they'll be gone quickly. Beautiful, beautiful paper. And then the back sides are kind of a neutral watercolor type palette. I love this one. Clouds. Look at that beautiful purple and blackberry bliss. Granny apple green. A little bit of gray. Pool party. Lots of pretty colors. So welcome, welcome for those of you that are just joining me. So this is the card that Connie requested. So let me get my cheat sheet out here. So the base of this card, which is one piece from here to here, and then the Dutch door flaps is another piece. So this particular long piece is 4 1/4 by 9, and you're going to score it like you score your normal card at 5 1/2. Then you need the small piece, which is the part for the Dutch door. And you could cut it a little longer if you wanted to. I Googled this and got the directions from online. I can't remember exactly when. So this little piece here is 2 inches by 8 1/2. And you're going to score it at 2 1/8. Which is the little line on this particular scoreboard, right after the 2. And I had already done the first one. To me, it's a lot easier to just flip it over than to try to do the 6 3/8. So you want to make sure that they match up but not overlap. So I'm going to put this away and take my bone folder. Because I only have like 4 Stampin' Up! Bone folders. Do you think I could find one today? Nope. But this one works. A bone folder's a bone folder. Okay, so this is going to be all my layers for on the front. Let's get this built up first. So the mat, of course, will be 1/4 inch smaller than whatever you have. So my particular one is 4 inches by 3 1/4. My designer series paper is 3 3/4 this way by 3 inches. So let me get those together. I'm using the Stampin' Seal. You could use your favorite adhesive of choice. Mine is really a toss-up between the wet glue and this Stampin' Seal. So this is Evening Evergreen, and this is oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Mango Melody. So you should have a little border all the way around once you get this matted. This paper is in the new catalog that just came out. I'm so glad to see you all here. Now this piece is going to go down here, but let's put our little mats on first. I want that side out. You could put it all the same, whatever you want. These little squares measure 1 7/8 by 1 3/4. Now I'm going to put them on my flaps. I'm going to open this so I can see a little bit better. So how is everybody? Boy, it was cold here in Maine today. That wind was horrible. At one point I thought it was going to blow me over when I took Pearl out. I personally like to do a neutral in that, but you certainly can do whatever you want. I am going to switch over to my wet glue because it does give me a minute or two to make adjustments or modifications, as I'm famously known to say. So I'm going to stand this up. I want to make sure it gets even with my edge down here. Let's see, this is a little off, so I'm going to just rescore it. Whoop. I might have cut my base a little short. All right, I wanted to use the beautiful, beautiful Daffodil stamp set. It's gorgeous. So I'm using the small one. Let me grab a block down here. I'm going to stamp it with my Memento Black and color it with blends. So when I have a big stamp like this, I like to tap dance my pad to the stamp. I'm going to put it a little bit off. Yeah, I like the colors too. So let me grab some blends. I did use Poppy Parade in Evergreen. Oops, I should get the... I don't have the mango one, so I'm going to use... I didn't have the mango one, so I used this on my other card. I am going to use pumpkin pie. I know some of you are probably saying daffodils aren't those colors, Kane, but you know what? When I'm creating, they can be whatever color I want them to be. And I have a thing about matching, because I know a few people that are on watching me do too, so I gotta take a look. I don't even know if we sell mango blends. So that's the light. I'm gonna come in a little bit with some of the dark, and there is actually some pumpkin in the paper, so it's gonna look fine. I am not a neat colorer at all. That's okay. So that's how I'm doing it. I love to color though. It's so soothing. And I am going to use the Evening Evergreen. This is the light one because it is a dark color. Such a pretty flower. So that's that. I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella. Gotta have a little glitz, right? All right, looks good to me. Put that aside. And I like to do a few layers, so like you can see, I use the color and contour, the different layers that we have here. I just love this set. Between this one and the Stitch So Sweetly dies are probably my ultimate favorite. So I cut a piece of vellum, and then I cut a piece of the Evening Evergreen, and then I cut a piece of white. This white is about 2 1/8 by 3 1/4-ish. So So I'm going to put some wet glue on this. Then I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals just on the top portion of this, because they will show through. Probably about right there. I know, some of you are probably saying, you think you got enough pop-ups, Corinne? Alright. So now I can center this onto my sheet of vellum, which you probably can't see too good. So let me grab a little piece of paper. Now you can see my vellum. I will have the item numbers up tomorrow, probably. Now I like to add a little bit of coloring. So let me grab a dauber here. And I'm going to use soft seafoam just to put a little bit of color around my flower. So I'm using a dauber. And whenever you use a dauber, you ought to take a little bit off. It's going to be very soft and subtle, but it will make my flower pop. The other thing you can always do too, if you like, is a little bit of flicking with your Rincastella. So you can see it's very soft, but in person, it really makes the flower pop. No blends, Ronnie says. Thanks, Ronnie, for checking that for me. So you would have to use your pumpkin pie. All right, so my little trick that I always do when I have funny fold things like this is I go and I lay it down backwards so I know where to not go past with my glue. I don't want to go past the screen because then it will show. In the vellum, it will take a minute or two to dry because it's a slippery type of surface. I'm going to hold that there just for a minute. Oh, I'm so happy you like it, Connie. It's pretty cool. I'm just going to hold that for a quick second. Bring this back in so you can see it. So there's that one. Card number 2 was super fun too. There are so many variations of the accordion fold card. So again, this one I wanted to use some of the other paper just so that you get to see them. Look at this. Isn't this cool? And it's like diagonal. So here is the card. It's another spin on an accordion one. Now you could put some people put little pop-ups here, you know, with words and stuff. But I thought I'd keep it simple. I might put a little piece of white here to write a note. But this is such a nice card to just have standing up. And those flowers are just so pretty. I didn't want to put anything over them. So it's a basic card, so 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this is such a nice card to be able to showcase our beautiful, beautiful papers we have. So I need to get my big scoreboard out again, right here. This card goes together so quick. It's unbelievable. So the designer series paper is 5 1/4 by 10. If I did everything right, let me double check my measurements. Yes. So we're going to start off. This is designer series paper, so you want to use the thick end of your stylus and be gentle because it's just paper. So we're going to start at 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. Very easy. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, I know some of you, I'm one of them. This is one of those right brain, left brain things. It can be a little difficult. So if you look at the sample here, the first piece has to be flat. And then you start creating your valleys and your mountains. So I'm going to leave it flat. Bring this piece forward. I'm just going to finger press for right now, just in case I did something wrong. So I'm just accordion folding this back and forth. Like that. See that one right there? I didn't quite get it quite right. So we're going to bring this one back. Make sure they line up. It's so easy to slip the track a little bit. And then the final one. So when you're done, you should have something like this. And at this point, you can take your bone folder and double check all of them. So you get that nice crispy fold. So what I did, I took a little clip I have here to hold this together for a minute. So I'm not clipping the side that I'm going to attach. So you want to open this up. And you want to attach it like you're attaching a mat like we normally do. So you would have about 1/8 of an inch on 3 sides. So again, I'm going to use my red glue. Just like that. You want to make sure you get the edges and the corners. Make sure your paper is going in the right direction. I just think this paper is absolutely stunning. Now I'm going to push these down to hold this side while I glue this one. So again, I'm just going to put some wet glue as close to the edge as I can, very lightly. I think that's the hardest part for people to get used to the wet glue. It's cheap enough that you can practice if you have a hard time. So if you shed this, it should work out. I just want to make sure that I line it up even. There we go. So some of you can see my measurements. I don't know if you can read it all. I kind of write a little bit in Greek here. Okay, so now I want to make sure I'm in the, so there we go. Isn't that pretty? That paper is just absolutely amazing. So then I cut out another piece of that same paper from Coloring Contour, a scallop circle, and I already colored in, so I'm trying to see which side I want. I think I will go with I don't know. Do you think that's too much? Or do you guys like the cloud? I call it clouded side. What do you think? Do you like the clouded side or do you like the cloud side or dotted side? Let's see who's the first one that answers. These are cut from, this is from Color and Contour. Dotted side. All right, we'll do dotted side. Everybody seems to like the dotted side. All right, let me get these little pieces out. So if you're not familiar with my paper share, it's $15. You get 1/4 of a pack of designer paper, 1/2 a pack of embellishments, a card that's made that you can copy, directions for 3 additional card kits, and the directions to make 3 more of the same card. Now you could just change it by just changing your paper. I'm going to hold that down. And then I'm going to do the same thing on here that I did. I do use my thick white when I'm doing my coloring because it does bleed through. So I'm going to put that like that. Then I'm going to pop up the whole thing. Just using the flower to mask my dimensionals. I don't know where my pickup tool is. Let me see if I can get them off with this. And I have a little bit of glue on my hands. I like to pick off the... Alright, so we're going to put that right there. Grab a little bit of white baker's twine. And this is the one that comes with 4 different colors or 5 different colors in the pack. You get black and gray and off-white, white. It's in the annual catalog, so if you're trying to find it, it's in the annual catalog, not in the mini catalog. Got my tails. Grab a glue dot. These are the ones from the paper pumpkin, which are great for this project. Get that protective coating off. So if you share my video tonight and write in the comment field that you shared it, I have some extra card kits. I will send you, not of this card, but some from leftover Stampin' Stacks. I will send you one. So there's that one. So let's get these back together. Nope, I didn't put any Ring Costello either. I don't know, I might add some blings. It's hard to get it to stay folded because of all the layers. So that's the best I can do. So I hope you liked tonight's class. Next week's class is, I'm not going to give you any heads up, but those of you that know me well know there's a particular type of card that I like to make, and it's not a black and white card, although one might be, but there's another style of cards that I like. So, which one do you like better? The daisy paper, all of this is from the daisy paper, or the fields and flowers? I'm not daisy, I'm sorry, daffodil paper. So what's the vote? I'm going to watch for a minute. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys liked it. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, well, that's tonight's class. It's a wrap. And I thank you so much. Oh, Diane likes the daffodil. Lonnie likes the feels. I think they're both pretty. To me, it would be hard to make a decision. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I hope you had a good time, learned a couple of tricks. And I will be right back next week. Until then, you have a good week. Take care of yourselves. Stay well. See you soon. Bye-bye.